Just about a year later, you released another CD titled Memory Highway. Did you have the same musicians in the studio to back you up on this CD? Is there anything you remember about the recording sessions? I'm curious, how long did it take to complete?
James and I, it took probably almost a week to lay the tracks down, the rhythm tracks. And James was very particular. He wanted everything just right, And then we got the other pickers, and Tim Crouch and Gary Rounds came in. And Gary played lead guitar and sang harmony with me. And James sang harmony, did dobro, banjo, and...
Who did the dobro?
James Cornwell. James, he did.
That was good. That dobro was really good.
He's a fantastic musician. He really was, yeah. Well, I did have another extra musician on there. His name is Roger Gardner. He's our mayor now. Roger came in and played harmonica on a few songs. And I remember David Campbell told me he kept hearing something. That system he had out there was so sensitive it would pick everything up. He kept hearing something. Patting. He said he got to looking, Roger's patting his foot. And he said he stopped everything, told Roger, said, Roger, you can't do that. And he said, Roger said, I don't know if I can play without patting my foot. He said, oh, you can. And he did. He done a great job, But he was patting his foot, and it was picking it up,
That's amazing how sensitive that is.
Oh, yeah.
The sound equipment was.
Yeah.
What was your favorite song on the album?
The second album?
Yeah.
Let me stop and think. Well, probably Memory Highway. One of the few songs that I didn't get a publishing contract on. I sent that to them, and they showed no interest in it. The one I thought they'd take, they didn't. Well, I never did get a publishing contract on that song. And Granny's song. I thought for sure I'd get a publishing contract on that, and I never did. Never did get a publishing contract on that song.
Well, it's not too late.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of late in the game now I have too many other priorities now, Taking care of my little old wife since she had a stroke, and that's my top priority now. Has been for the last 10 years.
Applaud you for that so much.
You said that your favorite...
Memory Highway.
Memory Highway. Yeah. Why is that your favorite?
Well, it was just, just the music, for one thing, on it. The music on it. And I thought I'd written some pretty good lyrics. Publishing company didn't think so, like I say, because they never did publish it. But that was really my favorite song out of it. And that's why I used it for a title to the album.
There's nothing that's quite as lonesome as a broken heart night, all alone on life's dark highway, waiting on that morning light. Here I go down memory highway, misery at every turn. Up ahead, another detour to that same old bridge I can't seem to burn. You're worn out picture in my pocket, I told it will pay. I spend my life alone without you, traveling down memory highway. days when you were mine. Oh, sweet songs we'd sing together, every word in perfect rhyme. Here I go down memory highway, misery at every turn. Up ahead, another detour with that same old bridge I can't seem to burn. Your worn out picture in my pocket, I told it will pay. I spend my life alone without you, traveling down memory highway, traveling down memory highway.
My favorite is the back roads of Arkansas. Because like so many of your songs, it sounds like there's at least a bit of real life experience going on there.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah,
It's pretty obvious.
There was, and I tell you what it was. I was living with my uncle down around Rector, Arkansas, Piggott, that area, and I hitchhiked back up toward Salem and Mammoth Spring. My granny was living in Mammoth Spring, yeah, and I was staying with her some too, and. But I was looking on Arkansas road map, and I seen this road looked like it started there. So I thought, well, I'll just go that way.
Kind of a shortcut?
Yeah. Well, I did more walking than I did riding. And, you know, that's kind of where the idea for that song came. Well, I didn't think I was ever going to get to Mammoth Spring, Arkansas. I should have just went the long way around, you know.
Well, we're going to take a listen to the back roads of Arkansas.
All my life I've been the traveling type, and I've had some pretty bad times. But the worst thing that ever happened to me just happened back down the line. I walked so far, I walked so long, my poor old Beaver Road, trying to find my way off of them back roads in Arkansas. Well, I walked over hills and I walked through fields of cotton, white and tall, even crossed the river where there was no bridge at all. For 2 long days and 2 long nights I done everything but cross, trying to find my way off of the back roads in Arkansas. When I first took out a walk, I thought for sure I'd find a town. Didn't take long, I gave up hope that there was even one around. If only I could have found a phone, at least I might have made a call and had somebody come and get me off of them back roads in Arkansas. Well, I walked over hills and I walked through fields of cotton, white and tall, even crossed the river where there was no bridge at all. 2 long days and 2 long nights I done everything but cross, trying to find my way off of the back roads in Arkansas. Well, the whole world is talking about population control, but I could tell those people they do things that they don't know. They could take all those extra people and have plenty of room for all. Stick all those extra people on them back roads in Arkansas. Well, I walked over hills and I walked through fields of cotton, white and tall, even crossed the river where there was no bridge at all. For 2 long days and 2 long nights I done everything but cross, trying to find my way off of the back roads in Arkansas. Trying to find my way off of the back roads in Arkansas.
Then, Mikey, in 1993,
1993.
1993.
Now, I'm not that old, Alice.
I'm so sorry.
I don't even know if they had a studio around here in 1933.
It may not have.
Tremendous. Been going around and not Why, you had the fun.
He's still going strong.
Yeah. Okay, in 1993, you released a third CD titled Thank You for This Song. Wow, dozens of original songs and 3 CDs in 3 years. You must have had time for little else but writing, rehearsing, and recording during these years. Would you not concur with that?
Well, I had plenty of time to work, believe me. I still, after I got off the road in early 92, I started working at Rainbow, and well, it was called the Ozark Flea Market then. And there was Monty Avery. That's another musician that came in on the third album. He played twin fiddle on the gospel song "Master's Bouquet" with Timmy Crouch. He played twin fiddle on that. And Monty was a fantastic fiddle player himself. He, for years, was a fiddle maker at the Folk Center. And that's what he started doing when he moved up here, and he played out there some too. I know I called out there and talked to Jeff Glover, I believe his name is, see if he could find any old recordings of Monty out there, you know. I thought they might have some. I don't know if he ever did or not.
Is Monty around? Or?
Monty passed away in 2013.
So all the musicians that were here that recorded on your albums, were they all natives, or were they all coming for the Folk Center, or?
No, Timmy lived at Strawberry, Arkansas, over east of Cave City. Gary Rounds was from over around the south side at Batesville. And then James had moved here from Bogalusa, Louisiana some years ago. And like I say, Roger, he's been around here quite a few years. I think he was born down in the Boot Heel of Missouri. So yeah, there's all kind of, as they say, from off.
From off. Yeah,
exactly.
they do that.
When I moved down here, I just came from across the river, and they told me I was from
And
off.
you're from off too.
Yeah, but I tell them, I say, but you know, I might be from off, you know, but my family was here when this was Izard County too.
Yeah.
And this was Izard County, part of Izard, what they call Izard Territory until 1873, I think it was. And but my family's been here a long time, so you know,
You
can't say I'm from off.
Yeah, that's
You
that's
can't
for
say
sure,
you're
yeah.
from off.
no.
Well, let's take a listen to the title track of Mikey's third album, Thank You for This Song. And as he explains, the first 2 verses are about he and his father.
Title song to that last album, Thank You for That Song, for this song. Well, that's about him and me both. The first verse is about him, the second verse is about me.
You were never around through my childhood years to teach me and guide me through my doubts and fears. The reason, I suppose, you had too many of your own, and the problems in your life were so far out of control. I've held so much against you, now forever so long. Except for the suffering in my life, all you've given me was a song. You put a song way down deep in my soul. I've watched the words fall into place as the years unfold. Scars of the mind are the kind so hard to mend, handed down from that circle that never seems to end. Perhaps someday, in some way, I'll say to you before you're gone, all has been forgiven. Thank you for this song. Even though I was there through your childhood years, I never paid too much attention to your doubts and fears. The reason, I suppose, I had too many of my own, and the problems in my life were so far out of control. You may hold so much against me, now forever so long, except for the suffering in your life. All I've given you was a song. I put a song way down deep in your soul. You'll watch the words fall into place as the years unfold. The scars of the mind are the kind so hard to mend, handed down from that circle that never seems to end. Perhaps someday, in some way, you'll say to me before I'm gone, all has been forgiven, thank you for this song. Daddy, all has been forgiven, thank you for this song.
But so you're still driving the truck while you were doing?
Yeah, I'd make it in for, sometimes it'd take as much as a week off if I could, and we'd get out in the studio, and
But so would these guys just come in and you'd say, here's the songs? And
Timmy Crouch, he'd just have him play the song to him and he'd have it.
Really?
He'd nail it, every time. Timmy didn't have to do any second takes, he was just that good. Dad, he said, you're really going to have to look around and get you a fiddle player to play on them. He was just joking about Tim Crouch. He said, that guy, probably the best fiddle player I ever heard. Now, he's the best I ever heard, too. Yeah, he is fantastic.
And then James would say, here's how I want to play it? Or
no, James would tell me how he wanted to play it. I'm serious. He'd say, I think we ought to do it like this, and I always agreed with him because I knew he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Did you guys get together and do like a little concert or maybe up in the square?
We never did.
You just were like studio.
Well, Gary and James and I did, pick a little up there on the square together, over around the music store and hotel down there. Just once or twice, so.
But you never thought about getting a band together and
Because you guys,
and
I
going
would
out?
love to see you guys.
No, never really did. I still had kids in school, I still had to make a living even after I got off the road, yeah. The CDL licensing kind of forced me off the road. I had worked for so many of these old outlaw trucking companies. They would get tickets on their trucks in places like Kentucky or Virginia, tickets that they were supposed to pay. But the tickets went in the driver's name, and they never paid these tickets. And the only way I could have got a CDL was pay all these tickets,
Oh, no.
And I wasn't about to try to do that.
Heck no, that ain't fair.
And I told myself, well, it's time to get off the road anyway, Time to stay at home a while.
Well, and that brings to one of the other songs that I really like, Suicide Trail.
Suicide Trail, that's a true song.
It sounds like a white knuckle.
It's kind of like the driving it home all night. Like I say, I lived those songs.
There's a stretch of road down in Kentucky I've come to dread more with time. It runs from Captain down through Hazard and all the way across to that Virginia line, running over loads out of Cincinnati. It's the only way to go if you're trucking down to Kingston or gonna cross to that southeast shore. Mr. Shipper, please, please don't overload me. Oh, I fear my nerves may fail somewhere along that winding river that they call Suicide Trail. When I die, I'll go to heaven. I've already been to hell, running along the devil's path that they call Suicide Trail. Talk about those western mountains and the dangerous downgrade, that stretch of road down in Kentucky. Lord, I swear that it was devil-made. I'll be so glad to see Whitesburg, just a few more miles to go till we drop off at Pounder, where we'll hit that big wide road. I'll say a prayer with every heart that these nerves of mine won't fail somewhere along that winding ribbon that they call Suicide Trail. When I die, I'll go to heaven. I've already been to hell, running along the devil's path that they call Suicide Trail. When I die, I'll go to heaven. I've already been to hell, running along devil's path that they call Suicide Trail.
Tell us about that road. That sounds like
that was a rough road.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
that road. What was that road?
I used to load at a place called U.S. Plain Card Company at Norwood, Ohio. It was a suburb of Cincinnati, and they'd usually load me back down toward Charleston, South Carolina, or somewhere like that. But they'd always overload me, and I'd have to go around Scales, and find these old back roads. Well, I found this route. I said, well, this looks like a pretty good road. Well, it wasn't. But I got through there, and I ran that road several times, and I kind of got used to it. But it was still, there was a lot of these curves when you'd go around. You'd almost beat the tail end of your trailer, Yeah, but we made it through.
Like coming down 9 on Melbourne or going up to
Oh,
Fox.
that's a good road.
Yeah,
that's
a good road, huh?
Oh yeah, my mother lived on that road. I could drove that thing blindfolded. Yeah, and then the driving it home all night. It got to where, I wouldn't go across the state of Tennessee in the daytime. No, because over the years they'd have dealt me so much misery. If I pulled in a set of scales, if they pulled over 1 in 500 trucks to inspect or check everything, I would be the one they pulled over. That's just the way my luck ran, And I got to where I'd wait if I come out of North Carolina, which I did a lot of times, and head toward Arkansas. I'd wait till it got dark, and come across. But I'd never cross Scales. I had Scales at Knoxville, and I'd had some bad experiences there over the years. And at Brownsville, Tennessee, west of Nashville. And I'd always go around them, and we would just kind of run as fast and hard as we could across there, you know, get
Why
out.
were they making it so hard? Why were they doing
Oh,
that?
I don't know. They just, like I say, you know, that the independent. I usually work when I drove truck. I'd work for these guys that just had maybe 2 or 3 trucks, you know. Now the big companies, they didn't seem to mess with the big companies. They get these owner operator trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going for them.
Yeah, and seemed like, you know, every time I'd pull across that scale, they'd pull me around, you know, and check my log books, and, you know, and
Golly.
inspect the truck. You know,
Just hassle.
I
you
just,
for no
yeah, I
reason.
just got to where I wouldn't even go across scales. I just slipped through the woods. Yeah, as I called it. Yeah.
That's funny.
Interstate 40 is a long old grind from North Carolina to the Arkansas line. 454 across Tennessee, crawling with those jerks called the DOT. We'll shut her down on the state line, take a little nap. When the sun goes down, we'll be mashing that gas. Put this Peterbilt on an interstate flight, stick it in the big hole, driving it home all night. Driving it home all night, driving it home all night. Stroking that kitty cat, blowing black coal till we cross that Arkansas line. Me and Benny White were bearing that cross, a lot of miles gained with no time lost. Be out of Tennessee before daylight, got it in the big hole, driving it home all night. Scales of Knoxville, Brownsville too, slipping through the woods like we always do. Hammer down through music like she don't exist. Stop and kick the tires at the 126. Grab a cup to go and be on our way. It won't be long until the break of day. Can't be in Tennessee when it comes daylight. Got it in the big hole, driving it home all night. Driving it home all night, driving it home all night. Stroking that kitty cat, blowing black coal till we cross that Arkansas line. Me and Benny White were bearing that cross, a lot of miles gained and no time lost. Be out of Tennessee before daylight, got it in the big hole, driving it home all night. Yeah, we got it in the big hole, driving it home all night. All right, y'all, let's drive it on home now.
So you gave up, you kind of retired from trucking then?
Yeah, I got off in early '92. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
After that, you just stopped writing music? Or what happened after
Well,
that third album?
well, James Cornwell and I went in the studio. The last time we were in the studio, just him and I. We did a couple demos, and one of them Joe plays on the station called "Bobby, Please Take Me Home." That was just a demo. That wasn't on any album. And I pitched that song. Never got anywhere with it. But I did pitch it. But that was the last thing James and I did together. And, we just did all of it ourselves. And James died in 2000.
Yeah, that's a shame. Did you just run out of gas, or you
Well,
just
you
didn't
know, after James died, before that I was thinking, well, I might do another album. But after James died, he was kind of the heart and soul.
You took something out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mikey,
Yeah.
after Thank You for This Song, we weren't treated to another CD from Michael E. Thompson until 2001. So it begs the
that
question,
was just
what
your
happened
compilation.
and what were you doing? Yeah, what were you
I
doing?
was working. That was a compilation.
Yeah, that anything. Your lyrics and tunes are classic Mikey Thompson songs. Driving it home all night, food stamp day. Love it. 2 for the price of 1. And they wouldn't pick up their own mammy. And all these
I
are
love that
great,
song.
great songs.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it.
Now, every time I heard them, oh my gosh, I just loved them. I could tell they were unique and original.
Now, on the first album we put 4 old bluegrass tunes on there.
Yeah, you have an
Mixed
old Charlie Poole tune on there.
Well, Don't Let Your Deal Go Down,
Yeah.
and Salty Dog Blues, Doing My Time. That's an old Flat
That-
Scruggs.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And Old Camp Meeting Time. And I learned all those songs off of a Mac Wiseman album. Mac was one of my favorite singers. I had three favorite singers besides my dad. It was Mel Street, Mac Wiseman, and Merle Haggard. Imagine that. Their names all started with
But
an M.
him, yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
Now, what was Merle Haggard? What?
I just loved Merle's music, He was a fantastic writer, and
He had a good voice, too.
oh yeah.
And
he did,
his
yeah.
background
And I
is-
agree, my dad did just about all Merle songs. That's the kind of stuff he played.
Did he?
Yeah. In fact, the first song I ever learned the chords to that I could actually sit and play along with and sing was an old song called "Pick Me Up on Your Way Down." I'd known that song since I was a kid because my mother used to sing it all the time. And "Pick Me Up on Your Way Down." That was the first song I ever really learned the chords to. But then one of the next one was a song called Merle Haggard had called "All My Friends Are Going to Be Strangers" and "Swinging Doors." My daddy did those songs. And I liked them.
I want to play. They wouldn't pick up their own mammy.
It was strange, these looks that were coming my way. I was sitting on the corner on my old suitcase, trying to catch me a ride out of this hick town. I've been getting these looks now for quite a while. Most of them frowns and none of them smiles, and I finally put my finger on the people around this town. They wouldn't pick up their old mammy if they saw her standing on the side of the road. If it was 190 in the shade or 140 below. If they knew my name, it would be the same. Mama telling me, brother, I know. They wouldn't pick up their old mammy if they saw her standing on the side of the road. Ended up walking out of that hick town. I didn't see no sense in me hanging around in a place people thought they were higher than me. Later on I got a car and I went back to that place, and there on the corner sitting on a suitcase was a sight that looked real familiar to me. I wouldn't pick up her old mammy if I saw her standing on the side of the road. If it was 190 in the shade or 140 below. If they know your name, it's gonna be the same. Mama telling me, brother, I know. They wouldn't pick up their old mammy if they saw her standing on the side of the road. Well, feeling kind of guilty down inside, I stopped and asked this old boy if he wanted a ride with no hesitation. He got right in. Then I noticed this dude, he started acting kind of funny, and he whipped out a gun. He said, "Give me your money." Now I see things from a different point of view.
I wouldn't pick up my old mammy if I saw her standing on the side of the road. If it was 190 in the shade or 140 below. If I know your name, it's gonna be the same. I'm telling you, brother, I know. I wouldn't pick up my old mammy if I saw her standing on the side of the road. I wouldn't pick up my old mammy if I saw her standing on the side of the road.
Tell us the story behind it.
They wouldn't pick up their own mammy. Yeah. I was hitchhiking one time and couldn't get a ride. And that thought just came to my head. I said, well, these people wouldn't pick up their own mammy if she was standing out here. And that's where the idea for that song came from. Later years, I remembered saying that, and I just sat there and wrote a song about it, And but that was kind of embellished too, Yeah, I never got robbed or anything like that, but you had to add a little drama. Oh, yeah.
That's all part of being, that's your
Right.
creativity, your liberty to do that.
Right.
So, let's turn to you now. Are you still writing music? And aren't any songs we could preview now?
No, I've not written anything in quite a few years now.
You haven't had any incentive or impetus?
No, like I say, my top priority has been taking care of my wife.
But she would probably like a song if you sang her.
She probably heard enough of my music.
Does she like Cherokee Rose?
She does. That song came. My aunt gave me the idea for that song. Her husband had died, and he had written this little poem. And we do have a little Cherokee ancestry, going back some years. And but he'd written this little poem for her, just one little verse, And she gave that to me. She said, write a song from this. I said, okay, I'll try.
Really pretty.
And that's how that came about, yeah.
The roses of summer are fading away, but they will return on another day. But I won't wait on one of those, because I still have my Cherokee Rose. The days are getting shorter, but I don't mind, because the leaves of autumn are turning with time. Time is no problem, because everyone knows that I still have my Cherokee Rose. God created 4 seasons, and He meant for them to pass. But true undying love, He meant for it to last. With only one for each lifetime, oh, so don't you suppose that's the reason He sent me my Cherokee Rose. Winter is coming, the cold draws so near, the snow will be falling, it does every year. But we will dress up in our warm winter clothes, and I will snuggle up to my Cherokee Rose. We don't worry about tomorrow, we live for today, and the love that we have is quite enough pay. If everyone paid the love that he owes, he could have someone like my Cherokee Rose. God created 4 seasons and he meant for them to pass, but true undying love he meant for it to last. With only one for each lifetime, oh, so don't you suppose that's the reason he sent me my Cherokee Rose. One true love for each lifetime, oh, so don't you suppose that's the reason he sent me my Cherokee Rose.
I thought it was for your wife.
No.
I played it because I was thinking it'd be for you and your wife.
No,
I thought it was so sweet.
That was my aunt. She.
Well, I done messed that one up. I thought, well.
Now, how about Adios?
Adios.
That one's.
I don't know where that song came from. I really don't.
Nogales, gal down in
Yeah,
Nogales?
well, you know, I used to haul produce out in Nogales years ago, you know, and when I was on the road, and I don't know if that's, I really can't even remember where that song came from, you know. Adios. So somebody asked me one day if I could speak Spanish, and so I said, yeah, adios.
And out of that comes a song.
But the song Adios, I did get a publishing contract on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've done really well with that. You've gotten
Yeah,
a
you
lot.
know, I just wish I could have gotten a cut by a major artist, you know. Emmylou Harris showed interest in one, and they held that song for a while, and then they sent it back to the publisher. They found something they liked better. I thought for sure she was going to cut the song. It was the one called Among the Brown Autumn Leaves. My wife doesn't like me to talk about this song, but that was about my first girlfriend.
All right, we're going to play 2 songs back to back, with the first one being Adios, where Mikey claims he only knows that. That's the only one word he knows in Spanish. So anyhow, we're going to play that first, and then we're going to play Among the Brown Autumn Leaves. Now, Emmylou Harris apparently had her sights on that. She was thinking real hard about putting that on her album. So I hope you all enjoy that one, too.
Beautiful Mexican lady I met a year ago on a trip out to Tucson to escape winter's cold. It was love at first sight, but she couldn't stay too long. But as she was leaving, she was singing this song. Cross the border at Nogales, when you reach the seashore, follow it as far as you can go in Mexico, to Puerto Madero, where warm Pacific winds blow. I'll be there waiting for you, gringo, till we love again. Adios. Please don't stop in Acapulco. The ladies there are fine. They only want your peso. You must tell them you are mine, and that I'm waiting where warm Pacific winds blow, down where the seashore ends in old Mexico. Cross the border at Nogales when you reach the seashore. Follow it as far as you can go in Mexico, to Puerto Madero, where warm Pacific winds flow. I'll be there waiting for you, gringo, till we love again. Adios. I'll be there waiting for you, gringo, till we love again. Adios.
We met when we were 15. Autumn leaves were tumbling down, spreading a blanket there upon the ground. Your eyes were so blue, and your hair was just like gold. You were my first love, my first to ever hold. And in the year that followed, nothing could keep you from me. Then we parted in the same way we met, among the brown autumn leaves. I still think of you often when nighttime summer breezes blow, and I still feel your warm touch at winter's first snow. Springtime always brings back into bloom memories of sweet ecstasy. When I close my eyes, I see your golden hair lying there among the brown autumn leaves. We gave each other our innocence, and we swore a solemn vow that we would never love no other. Fate would change that somehow. It was youthful infatuation, and time would not endure. But those whispers of first love are still the sweetest I've ever heard. Throughout the years I've wondered if when you remember me, is the memory a little sweeter when you're standing among the brown autumn leaves. I still think of you often when nighttime summer breezes blow, and I still feel your warm touch at winter's first snow. Springtime always brings back into bloom memories of sweet ecstasy. When I close my eyes, I see your golden hair lying there among the brown autumn leaves. When I close my eyes, I see your golden hair lying there among the brown autumn leaves.
Yeah, she never cut, sent it back to the publisher. But my songs were being pitched to a lot of major artists. I had some pitched to Alabama.
Really?
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you pitch a song to a artist,
The publishing company does that.
does it? Okay.
Yeah, the publishing company, that's the
That's what they
purpose
do?
of the publishing company. They pitched the song. They try to get them cut.
Do they go back and recycle the material, or do they constantly do it, or is it all new material that they are pushing?
I don't know exactly how they do it, but you know, they go through these songs and they think, well, maybe this artist will like this song, you know, and they'll pitch it to them. But yeah, a legit publishing company will work at trying to get your songs published. I know that was another thing Belvin Inslee told me. He said, don't ever let them people that you try to pitch the songs to, he said, never send them a song unless you call them and ask for permission to send it. Because you're just gonna go in the wastebasket, you know. And he said, never pay to have a song published. He said, a legitimate publishing company, their money comes from the royalties too.
Mm-hmm. Mikey, one of the things brought us to the Mountain View was the music scene, and there are so many talented musicians here making the music that we play on KWMV. What is it about this area that attracts such an almost embarrassment of talent, including yourself?
Oh, well, I appreciate it. I feel like I'm at the bottom of the list there. You know, there's some great musicians around here. There really are. There's some fantastic musicians. I have my favorites.
Well, who are some that you collaborate with?
Well, I don't collaborate with anybody anymore. I used to play with most of the ones that I played with are gone now. You know, there's still a few of them around. J.C. Bonds, I used to play with J.C. some. There's a little gal here. I love her music. I mean, I absolutely love her music. I've never got to meet her yet.
Who is she?
Carolyn Carter.
Oh.
Yeah, I love her music.
Carolyn Carter, she's got a lot of albums. We play a lot of her music.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
She
writes
songs.
some fantastic songs.
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
I think we've seen her though.
Yeah, we saw her. She was. She
did
played
a show
a couple
here.
months
Yeah,
ago.
she done a show.
Yeah, not long ago.
Yeah.
I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And,
Yeah. She may, if she finds it out, she may have me pull them off. I don't know, but I put the whole album, Hills of Arkansas, on
that's
my
a good
YouTube
album.
channel.
That's a great album.
And but my favorite song off of that album is Wild and Blue.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's a good song.
She does.
Grandma was a preacher too. I like that.
Yeah.
She has a lot of religious stuff that
Oh, yeah,
she
she
you know.
does.
Yeah, I thought she was
And
great.
speaking of religion, there's another little gal, Tasha Turner. She writes.
She's good. Yeah,
she
is
writes
good.
some fantastic gospel songs,
Yeah.
and I really like her singing.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
I think we
Oh
play
yeah,
Tasha
we play her
Turner.
quite a bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was talking to her here one time, and I know she does play fiddle some, and I knew I just from the sound of the fiddle that it was Tim Crouch playing. I said, "That you playing fiddle on that?" And she said, "Oh," she kind of laughed and, "Oh, I wish it was." Said that was Tim Crouch. I said, "Well, I knew it was." Yeah. But yeah, she's a good singer. I really like her music.
There's Grace Stormont. She won that award.
Right.
And for up and coming.
Yeah.
I also like Isabel Love.
Yeah.
I love her singing.
Yeah.
And I've seen her here, and she's real nice. So
Yeah.
I'm fixing to interview her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's super nice.
She's an Izard County girl.
Yeah.
And if I look far enough back in my family tree, we may be related. My granddad used to tell me to make sure I never married a girl from Izard County, or I'd marry someone I was related to. And you know, I think everybody up there is related in some way or another.
Well, everybody.
Well, you know, that's like I was talking about Robert Gillahan being distantly related to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's through my maternal grandfather's side of the house. And then on my maternal grandmother's side of the house, I'm related to Roger and Ronnie Fountain.
Are you really?
Yeah, and that's distant too, but we are related.
Well, and you're all musicians. And how about the Branscoms? There's a million of them.
There's some of those listed in my family tree, and I never could figure out the connection.
There's so many of them.
Never could figure out the connection on that. No.
Wow.
Well, it's just like Jimmy Driftwood's Mixed Up Family.
Yeah,
It is
Oh,
that's right.
that is
funny.
such a
Yeah.
funny song.
Yeah.
I love that
You know,
song.
I put that on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a hoot of a song.
That one and Straighten Out My Leg.
Yeah. Well, Mikey, I know you have only a short time to spare with us, so I really wanted to thank you for making this time to visit with the KWMV audience, but I sure hope we can do this again because I feel we've only just begun to scratch the surface. So we'll have to do it again.
Well, I don't know if I can find any more surface to scratch, but you know. Yeah.
Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this chat with Mikey Thompson as much as I did. Let's close with Mikey Thompson, Arkansas, You're My Song, from his album, Thank You for This Song.
When I was young, I couldn't wait for the day that I could leave. The things the old folks told me I couldn't make myself believe. Once you've tasted the water from the wells of home, find there's nothing sweeter, no matter where you go. Now I find these words were true as the years slip away, and I can't wait any longer. I'm going home today. No more mountains left to climb, no bridges left to burn. Just this yearning in my heart with a chance to return to your sunny cotton fields on the delta, to the tall pine trees reaching for the sky. From Little Rock down near the middle, I hear those mountain fiddle calling me, boy. Where you been so long? No matter how far I have wandered, no matter how far I ever roam, there's only one place in this world I'll ever call home. I'll sing your praises, Arkansas, you're my song. To your sunny cotton fields on the delta, to the tall pine trees reaching for the sky. From Little Rock down near the middle, I hear those mountain fiddle calling me, boy. Where you been so long? No matter how far I have wandered, no matter how far I ever roam, there's only one place in this world I will ever call home. I'll sing your praises, Arkansas, you're my song. Arkansas, you're my song.